The White House has announced it will release data showing just how many people have died as a result of Obama's drone war. Under the Obama administration since 2009, the use of drones to hit targets overseas has been drastically expanded, with the United States keeping an active drone presence in at least 8 countries, possibly 9, and that's just what we know. According to the Bureau of Investigative Journalism, in just the 4 countries they track, Somalia, Yemen, Pakistan, and Afghanistan, throughout the entire Bush administration, 52 strikes were conducted, all in Pakistan. Under Obama, not only has the number of countries involved increased, but the most up-to-date number shows 823 strikes have been conducted, and counting. And the method is not fail-proof. The Intercept found last year that, for example, between January 2012 and February 2013, U.S. Special Operations airstrikes killed more than 200 people. Of those, only 35 were the intended targets. During one 5-month period of the operation, according to documents, nearly 90% of the people killed in airstrikes were not the intended target. So, while we know all of this, now the administration wants to offer a little transparency. To discuss this decision, I'm joined now by Medea Benjamin of Code Pink. Medea, thanks for coming into the studio. I'll start by asking you the same question I've posed my guest earlier. Considering the Obama administration's track record when it comes to these drone numbers, can we take any report they were to issue? Can we value its integrity, really?
Oh, not at all. I mean, the administration has lied to us constantly and kept everything secret. When I was writing a book on drones and tried to talk to John Brennan, who was the head of counterterrorism at the time, he said that only a handful of civilians had been killed. And when I returned from Pakistan with evidence and presented it to him, he said that I had been manipulated. I think that they're going to try to obviously give a very low number. They say that in retrospect, everybody who they kill is militants. So I don't think that we can trust anything they're going to give us. And I think we should be prepared to ask a lot of questions about anything they do show us, because I think we want to know where are they getting this information from, given that we have so much bad information on the ground. What about people who are injured, not just killed? How do we know that these people are really militants? Are there people that we should have killed? Are there people that would have attacked us, and so we have the right to kill them? There's all kinds of questions that, unfortunately, I don't think they're going to answer.
Well, let's get into it then, because this announcement came alongside another announcement that over the weekend the Obama administration had conducted one of the deadliest strikes on record, killing 150 people in Somalia. The U.S. military is saying, of course, they were all al-Shabaab fighters. Interestingly enough, journalist Adam Johnson made the point on Twitter that the AP report on the drone attack in Somalia that left 150 dead has 13 quotes, and they're all from the U.S. government. He says that's natural. So how do you interpret that fact? You know, we hear all these military quotes, and also what does it say about what Americans know about the drone war?
We know almost nothing about it. When groups like the ACLU or the Center for Constitutional Rights have taken the U.S. government to court to try to get information, the government refuses to give any information, saying this is all an issue of national security. So when they say that they've killed militants, how do we know? We have absolutely no way of knowing. And I think we should have a healthy skepticism and ask ourselves, why is the U.S. even doing this in countries where we are not at war? Why does the Congress let them do it? Where is the congressional oversight that's supposed to be there? Do the American people want to be at war in Somalia? Do we want to be at war in Pakistan, which is an ally of us? Do we want to be at war in Yemen? And look what the drone strikes have done in Yemen, which is they have opened the space now for a terrible civil war that's going, that has really given more strength to al-Qaeda, and even the Islamic State is now active in Yemen. And Yemen is the place that President Obama used to say the drone strikes were having a positive effect.
Let's talk about what the goal might be then with this new attempt at transparency. Lisa Monaco, she's President Obama's counterterrorism and Homeland Security advisor. She made this announcement yesterday about the new effort to release data. She said in her speech making the announcement, quote, "Not only is greater transparency the right thing to do, it is the best way to maintain the legitimacy of our counterterrorism actions and the broad support of our allies." Are they not just taking a step in normalizing drone war here? Is that, you know, if we have the data, it might be a way to reinforce, oh, this is just normal. This is normal warfare, and maybe hide some of the other questions that you're talking about, including the legality of the war itself.
Well, yes, and I think we should look at the timing and understand that there are new drone pilots who have come out, who have spoken out against the program and saying how little information we have on the ground, how this is making things worse. I think this idea of transparency is trying to counter the drone pilots who have come out. I think it is trying to normalize the U.S. being involved in, as you said, 7 or 8 different wars. And they have explicitly said they're not going to tell us about drone strikes being used in places where we are at war. So this is places not like Iraq or Afghanistan. So it is to basically say, yes, we're involved in these other military actions, but don't worry about it because we're not killing a lot of civilians, we're killing a lot of militants. And I think we should use it as a time to get the American people engaged and force our Congress people to say, why are you allowing the administration to be in so many military interventions without any authorization for the use of force?
Well, we know Code Pink has made bringing up drones and putting pressure on the administration and on Congress a center of your agenda. So maybe they're answering a bit of the pressure you put on them as well. Medea Benjamin of Code Pink, thank you so much for your time today.
Thanks for having me on.